I chose to be an interim because I'd wound down from working full-time and had a portfolio of other jobs like non-executive assignments and so on. And I was looking for something that gave me that same sense of achievement and having delivered something, which consultancy just doesn't give you. And it was actually an old colleague of mine called me and said, I'm in the middle of a project, it's going very badly wrong, and I remember you being quite good at this, will you come and help me out? And I'd never done any interim work before then. And I went and worked on that assignment, and I had an amazing 4 months, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being part of a team, leading a team, having very clear deliverables where you have something you need to do, you get in, you get out, and you deliver what's asked of you. And I got hooked, and that was 8 years ago.
Is it important to recognise your skills as an interim so you can be targeted as an interim rather than saying I can be an interim in all sorts of different levels?
Yes, but I don't think you have to be sector specific, but very much skill specific, and it took me 2 or 3 assignments to really bottom that out and think about where my best fit was. And I think some people will be interested in certain types of role which are about their status or where they sit in an organisational hierarchy. Some people may be interested in sectors, some people may be interested in skills. I describe myself as sector and status agnostic, but I like leading large-scale change programmes. That's what I'm good at. But it takes you a while to find your feet, I think, as an interim and really find the niche. You have to be comfortable with uncertainty. If you want regular, certain income, career path, trajectory and so on, then an interim life isn't for you. I think you also have to be open to a wider breadth of opportunities than you might be if you were on a traditional career path. Diagnose a problem, deliver the solution, and the third bit is the most important bit, which is the handover. Because if you don't deliver the knowledge and the skills transfer, then you're not delivering value to your client there.
Are there any risks associated with hiring an interim? I just wonder, if they see, as a workforce, they see someone being sort of flown in for a 6-month period, it sounds all very glamorous. The perception will be that that person's one on a great big load of cash for a start. Secondly, that person is going to come in, start moving all the chairs around from the word go, when actually they would perhaps feel that a small bit of tinkering here or there is all that's required. And thirdly, they're going to head off to the sunset with their big load of cash at the end of the day, leaving the company potentially in a different state, not necessarily a better one.
You've just articulated everything about a badly managed interim assignment there. There's a difference between cost and value. And I think people understanding why they're recruiting an interim and what value they're going to get out of that more than negates the cost. And that's about that third stage. It's about the handover, it's about the knowledge transfer. It's about delivering something which is critical to an organisation that you can't afford to get wrong. And one of the first things I ask about when I go into assignments, when I talk to clients, I ask what kind of communication has happened before I arrive, about why I'm here, what it is that I'm there to do, and how that fits within whatever's happening in the organisation.
Do you feel that interim management itself can evolve, and if so, how and where?
I think interim management is misunderstood in the marketplace, and for me its evolution is about establishing some real clarity and some boundaries about what it is. I don't think it per se has to change, but I think the positioning and the understanding, there's an education piece to be done for buyers and understanding what they're buying, and that they're not buying consultants, they're buying an interim, and what's different about that.
And finally, in terms of, you described that you've had 7 interim placements. If you could pick out one as your most memorable and your most enjoyable, your most successful, which one would you point to?
The most enjoyable was probably my last one, and surprised me because it was a long time. I was there for 2 years. So normally I do about 6 to 9 months is my average assignment length. So there for 2 years and actually seeing through an organisation which went through profound cultural change. It is a completely different organisation to the one that I joined, and somebody rejoined after being away for 5 years and took time out to come and tell me at my leaving do that it was immeasurably different, and that's all I needed to know. That was what I was asked to do.